Hello and welcome everyone to Immigration Talkshow. I'm Napasa, your host for today, and I'm soon going to be joined by my co-host Sam. Before that, welcome once again, friends, to Daily Immigration Dose, and we have a very important disclaimer. By watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend; it's just a casual exchange of ideas. And welcome once again, friends, to Immigration Talk Show here on Daily Immigration Dose. And, we should take a moment to recognize President's Day, which is a very significant holiday in the United States. So here's wishing everyone out there a very happy President's Day, and it's officially known as Washington's birthday. So this day is observed on the third Monday of February to honor the legacy of America's leaders, especially George Washington. So the nation's first president, and of course, a key figure in shaping the country's foundation. So, yes, friends, I hope all of you are already having a wonderful day and are looking forward for a wonderful rest of the day as well. And yes, I think without further ado, please help me welcome my co host Sam. So, hi Sam, how are you doing today?
Hi, Nabas. I'm doing great. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing good too. Thank you so much for asking. So, yes, today is another very interesting topic we're going to discuss about, right, Sam? So,
Mhm.
what do you have to say about immigration judges removed, impact on the US legal system? What are folks going to expect from us today?
Absolutely. But before that, I would like to say to our friends that Happy President Day, everyone. And this is a day that reminds us the values of liberty and the democracy that our leaders have worked to uphold this. So, wishing you everyone Happy President Day. And I think let's move ahead with our today's topic that is immigration judges removed, impact on the US legal system. So, friends, I think today it's a very important topic that we are going to talk about, and it's also a very, I would say, a hot topic. It's creating a lots of controversy, it's creating a lots of chaos as well. But in today's session, we are going to understand everything that what impact will it lead to, how the legal system will work, and also how is it going to be impact on immigrants. And what changes will it be? How the process will work? Everything, what the situation is right now, so, step by step, we are going to cover each and every aspect in today's session. So, make sure to watch this episode till the end because I'm sure this is going to be helpful and informative as well. And the best part is you can also participate in today's session, friends, by dialing this number that is 425 4366335 with the access code 988888. So make sure to participate as much as possible, and we will really happy to have you here with us. So yeah, I think let's start with the news updates. So I have some news update that I would like to address in front of our viewers. Firstly, it's about US deports 117 Indian immigrants in second major operation lands in Amritsar. So, friends, few days back only we got to know 104 illegal Indian immigrants have been deported from Texas to Amritsar. And with that, here's a second major operation that took place. And the second batch of 117 Indian immigrants have been deported by the United States for entering the country illegally, arrived in Amritsar on Saturday night. And most of these individuals were from Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, and some other states as well. So this deportation follows an earlier flight on February 7, and as I talked about the last incident of 104 people. And the flight landed at Amritsar airport late at night, speaking concerns from majorly about Punjab's chief minister Bhagwant Singh Mann and other political leaders as well. So, what's the thing? What's the major important thing is that the Chief Minister Maan has voiced strong opposition to using Amritsar as the landing site for these deportation. He also emphasized that Amritsar, known for its religious significance, should not become a hub for such operations. Also, Chief Minister Maan, along with other leaders, questioned that why the deportations were focused on Punjab and not the other states, and also raised concerns about the security implications of US military planes that were landing so close to India's borders. Political figures across parties supported Man and stating that it's really unfair and they're not going to support this thing. Also, the deportees, they have faced immense financial strain, and many having sold property or taken loans to try to enter the US illegally. And the state government has promised support for the returnees and strict action against those illegal travel agents. Then Punjab police also arrested some of these agents, and Chief Minister Man assured that efforts would be made to help the deported individuals rebuild their lives. So this is something that we can see how Chief Minister and how the government officials are trying to help those deported immigrants, and they are really trying to make their lives a better one. So, with that, I have another news update, friends, and that's too very important about US deports 119 immigrants to Panama amid Trump's immigration crackdown. So this shows that deportation is taking a lot of, different places. Now it's happening in Panama, and earlier, before the news, we got to know it happened in India. So the US has deported 119 immigrants from countries like Afghanistan, Iran, China, and others to Panama as part of an intensified effort by the Trump administration. And these immigrants were flown from California to Panama City, where they are being housed before being transferred to their home countries. And Panama has also agreed to accept these immigrants temporarily, similar to arrangements that was made with El Salvador and Guatemala. The deportees will eventually be sent to their countries of origin on US funded flights. And this is part of a larger efforts to handle immigration from nations that refuse to take back their citizens. So these were some of the two deportation cases that I took. And further news updates will be shared by my co-host Nipasa Pradhan. So Nipasa, please go ahead and share some more news update with us.
Thank you so much, Sam, for those very important news updates. And yes, deportation has definitely caused huge sense of anxiety among so many immigrants out there. So it is happening. It is the real reality right now, and it's affecting everyone. People of all ages, from all walks of life, and friends, family, everyone you love. So I really hope that this settles down as soon as possible. But yes, let's move on. And I also have a couple of news updates. This first one is SGPC condemns US for forcing Sikh deportees to remove turbans. Yes, the Shiromani Gurudwara Purbandhak Committee (SGPC) has criticized U.S. authorities for allegedly making Sikh deportees remove their turbans during their immigration procedures. Images of Sikh deportees without turbans circulated online, causing outrage, and the SGPC swiftly provided turbans to the deportees at Amritsar airport and condemned this action as an insult to their religious identity. The SGPC has urged the Indian government to take immediate action while also considering raising this issue with the US government. US authorities during the deportation process reportedly enforced strict security measures, including making Sikh detainees remove their turbans, citing concerns over safety. The deportees, mostly from Punjab, Haryana, and other Indian states, shared stories of mistreatment in US detention centers. Some deportees revealed they were not allowed to wear their turbans during the entire detention period, sparking criticism of how the US handles such deportations. In response to the growing concerns, Indian political leaders, including Bikram Singh Majithia of Shiromani Akali Dal, condemned both US actions and the silence of the Punjab government on this issue. Meanwhile, the US continues its deportation policies as part of its crackdown on illegal immigrants, with further deportations expected in the coming days. Well, the Indian Ministry of External Affairs has promised to take up the matter to ensure Sikh deportees are treated respectfully. Let's see what it unfolds, and we'll surely bring more updates to you on this as well. Moving on, I have this next news update, which is about Trump administration fires immigration judges amid case backlog. and this is also our topic of discussion for today. That's right, news has it that the Trump administration has fired several immigration judges as part of efforts to reduce government staff. This decision affected five assistant chief immigration judges and the entire December class of new judges who were not yet sworn in. In total, 20 judges were dismissed, according to reports. The fringes come at a time when the country's immigration courts are dealing with a backlog of 3.7 million cases. It's unclear whether these judges will be replaced as President Trump pushes to speed up the deportation process for undocumented immigrants. Judge Kerry E. Doyle, one of those dismissed, shared her concerns on LinkedIn, criticizing the decision. She noted that the Department of Judge had recently asked Congress for more funding to hire staff, but is now firing those already working. The Office of Immigration Review, which oversees the court, has not yet responded to the situation. So this is this scenario out there, very very sad, I would say, challenging as well. I mean, it's not just one but 20 different judges affected by this. So let's see, as we discussed today, it's almost I mean, we still have about 45 to 50 minutes to discuss on this. So I really hope that folks out there, you too can participate, and you can do so by commenting wherever you're watching. Yes, we are live on YouTube, but our handles, we are Immigration Talk Show on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and also on Instagram. So check us out, join us. And with that, I would also like to say hi to Nandini. Nandini has already commented. So we will take up your comment very soon. Stay with us, all right? All right, so Sam, what do you have to say? I mean, it was a good start with President's Day. And I think, there are so many things going on right now. Another thing today is, I mean, excuse me, so sorry. Sam, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Okay. So I was saying, like, today we're talking about immigration judges removed.
Mhm.
So let's talk about the first part, and then we will talk later on the impact on the US legal system. So,
Okay.
as we know, yeah,
Okay. So I think let's have a quick update regarding the scenario, what's happening here. So basically, it's a very important thing to know that 20 judges have been removed under and from Trump's President Donald Trump's side, and it's a very, I would say, it's a very impactful thing, and it's creating a lot of chaos because the major concern is that 20 immigration judges, that has been removed, and currently, immigration topic is one of the hottest topic in the entire world, and there have been lots of cases, like 3.7 million cases are there, that have been backlogged. And everyone is trying their best to, uh, get rid of those backlog and to clear up all the cases, that are especially in the line. And everyone is thinking that they want their cases to be solved as quick as possible. But now I think I would say removing these judges, removing 20 immigration judges is actually creating a lot of chaos and will make the process delay because it's not only about, we don't know what's going to happen, whether those judges will be replaced by some other judges or not. But currently, what about those cases? What about those 3.7 million cases? Because those cases are, there's a huge question mark over there, right? And what about those immigrants? What about those visa applicants? So, what about those asylum seekers who were looking towards their cases because they were eagerly waiting, to get their cases solved? And it's creating a lot of, I would say, restlessness. It's actually making the whole scenario very disturbing. And this is not the process, because also those immigration judges haven't been notified before they're being removed. They
yeah,
directly
they were
just
just
got
fired
released.
just like that.
Absolutely, they just got fired. So this is something that shouldn't happen. At least they should have given some notification, or they should have been informed at least. That
Some
solve
sort
these
of warning.
cases. Of course, that should happen. It shouldn't happen this way randomly. And that too, those are the judges. Those are not just working employees in any company that you can fire anyone and you can hire someone in the next day or maybe after a month, and that's okay. It's about the nation, because there's a huge question towards the nation, and there are so many immigrants whose lives are depending on those judges. So it's a big question in everyone's mind what's going to happen, and why majorly, why Trump's administration has taken this very, I don't know whether to call this bold or not, but a very harsh step. And how is it going to benefit USA? It's a big question in everyone's mind because nobody is ready to accept it like it's going to benefit. Everyone is thinking it's not going to benefit, and that's what I also think. I think it's going to make the process very it's going to make the process delay. It will increase more cases, and less judges will be there, more cases will be there. So ultimately, I think it will make the scenario even worse, as already the
You
immigration
never
system
know.
is very bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what. Mhm.
absolutely. You don't know. We never know what is the real plan of President Trump and his administration, of course. And this is directly impacting the immigration department, right? The court system, which deals with the immigration department, you can say, and like firing 20 judges, or you can say terminating these 20 immigration judges,
Mhm.
including five assistant immigration judges and many others who had not even been sworn yet, new judges.
Yeah.
So they're part of the justice system. So, the Justice Department's Executive Office for Immigration Review, that's what EOIR is. And this, totally watches on the immigration court system. So it's going to be affecting, but we don't really know why did he really, fire them. Maybe because they were not going according to, his immigration plans. And with what he wants, I'm sure
Hmm.
he wants to work fast with regard to, some things which are going to benefit Trump and his administration and the United States for sure. But what do you say? 3.7 million and counting, you can say. There are
Hmm.
so many cases out there. And now that, everything is moving so fast, whether it's deportation or, there are so many things that, with the H1B season also coming up, I think, we really need judges. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think, when Trump's administration, before coming into power, they had these agendas that there should be mass deportation. And the other uh, pointer, they also mentioned that they want to reduce the government size, right? And that's what they already told. But we didn't expect this to happen this quickly, because it's just been a month that he is in the White House, and we were expecting things to go step by step, or maybe it will take some days or even some months. But these things are happening, within a snap of fingers. And if we talk about Trump's administration, then they are so quick, they are so frequent, that every day we are going to know a lot of things about new executive order. So these are some
Yes.
things that are good as well, but it should also be known that everything should be done with the process. There's a something that called
Well, he already said that before he was even elected as the president of United States, that he would, that United States will be witnessing one of the largest deportations in the history of America, right? And it's
Mhm,
happening. It's really happening, whatever he said. And he even said that the first thing he'll do once he gets into the office, the first day or the second day. This was even before he came into office, So he already said that out loud that he's going to do this, and he's doing it.
mhm. And with that, he also said that he is going to reduce the size of the government. So I think that's what his main focus is. Actually, Napasa, what he is trying to plan out. He thinks that there are lots of cases and those are pending. So according to him, if one case is being being judged by each and every judges, then it is taking a lot of time, and that's what he wants to speed up the process. So that's what he thinks, that if he's going to remove those judges and keep only the I would say those judges which are necessary, or judges that are just a few members of team will be there, the process can become faster, because each case will take less time to go through. And that's what Trump's
Makes
administration
sense.
points of view. Of course, that do, but that again come up with some challenges as well. And a major challenge, according to me, is that, for example, if a judge is taking a decision quickly, if the process is not depending upon 10 or 20 judges, if the process is depending only about 3 to 4 judges, obviously the decision will be quicker. But is it the guarantee, is it the surety that the decision is taken the right one or not? Because there will be overburdened, and the pressure will be a lot. Obviously, the judges, those who are working on their cases right now, and the judges, those who have been removed, their cases will also be overburdened to the judges who are working right now. So it's like, huge task, huge cases, less time. And that's what I would say. I don't know whether how the process will work or how the impact will be there, but it will make judges work quite hectic, and they have to be going through a lot of time constraint things, because there will be less time, and there will be they have to be quick enough to make the decision. So maybe they can take a wrong decision, and maybe any immigrant has to suffer on that. But we don't know, this can also favor them, because maybe those judges are smart enough, maybe those judges are so intelligent, or so I would say experienced, that they don't need much time, and just by going through that case maybe twice or thrice, they can make a right decision. Maybe we can see a better immigration system, as we weren't being seen from these many years. So anything can
Yeah.
happen, but it's just a trial period. We are just looking towards it, how it's going to happen. And that's what I think Trump's administration is bringing on every day to us. So, yeah.
Absolutely, Sam. Very well said. And I think this was expected and it's a good thing. So let's see what happens. And I'm sure, like you said, it's a trial period. So there's a lot going on right now. I'm sure it's going to take a few more months to really settle in as into which way to go. So, yes, for now, it's like bring it on, whatever you've got for us on the plate. So, yes, I think it's great to see so many people out there joining us with their comments. Tarun, Arti, Nandini, thank you so much for joining us with your comments. We are going to take them up. But I also want to say that, folks, you can join us on call, and that is you have to dial this number 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. So join us. It'll be really nice to get to know you and discuss on today's topic as well. What do you have to say about immigration judges removed, and what has its impact been on the US legal system? So,
Mhm.
yes, Sam, and there is also about the impact on immigration courts and case backlogs, like you have been saying. There's already such a huge backlog, and um, yes, like you said, it could fast maybe make the process a little faster as well. But there are
Mhm.
chances that all these changes that are happening right now could take some time to settle in, right? It's buying time, and do we have that much time?
Absolutely. And the main thing is, the judges, those who have been removed, there were 20 judges. 13 were about to sworn in, and 5 were, I think, chief assistant judges. They were. So when it comes to chief assistant judges, it's very understandable that they are great in their work. And we don't know about those 13 judges who haven't been sworn in, but I mean, let's see. We can not be sure enough, like how it's going to be, but maybe instead of just talking about the negative aspect, we should also talk about the positive aspect, because after
Yes.
all, it's Trump's administration, so they always have Plan B, and I think that's what they want to be. I think they just want to get rid of those backlogs, and that too of 3.7 million, and that's huge. So maybe, having so many people, maybe having so many judges in the system was not enough, or was not able to work properly. But maybe if we can see less people, but maybe with brilliant minds, can make the work even better. So anything can happen. And of course, it's a very dicey situation. It's a very, I would say, risky thing to know, but let's see what happens. That's all we can say.
Yeah. It's like quality over quantity, but if this choice could really impact the quality and quantity later. That's what we have to just keep watching.
Mhm.
But of course, what is also happening is a lot of other, I mean, when you talk about immigration, currently what's happening is deportation mostly, detaining them in detention centers, getting them ready to go back to the country they
Mhm.
came from, finding which country they are from, and so on
Yeah,
and so forth. So, I mean, it's almost a month now that Trump has come in the office, and I think there's a lot more coming. This is just the beginning, right, Sam?
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, everybody is going to agree with that. They are really waiting a lot. And in fact, every day is being so much filled with what's new with Trump's administration, what President Trump is implementing a new policy or what it is. I think everyone is eyeing on that only. And being really, I would say they are anxious, they are concerned also, but it's just experimental thing, friends. And without any experimenting, without, I mean, experimenting things without having things on trial period, I don't think we can understand, because it's a very stereotypical thinking that how we used to work our system in 90s, same way we have to work in 20s as well. Things have been changed, people are changed, everything is changed, even the constitution gets changed, each year, each time, or whenever the needs are there. So I think that's how the system should also change, and system should also try new things. And maybe this works, maybe this doesn't, but it all depends on the system, how they are taking these things, and what steps they are going to take. So I think, Nepasa, let's go with some of our viewers as well. But before that, I think it will be better to take a short break, so
Sure.
that we can give them a chance to, add more onto this conversation. And please, friends, go ahead and dial this number. And we will be waiting for you. And we hope that any one of you could join us on this call. Or else not, then please go ahead and put up your comments on the comment section, and we will definitely take them up. So don't go anywhere. It's me, Sam, with my co host, Natasha. We'll be right back. Keep watching Immigration Talk Show. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Immigration Talkshow. You're watching Daily Immigration Dose. That is streaming live at 4 p.m. EST. And we are live on YouTube, available on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, on X as well. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talkshow. As we come up with latest immigration updates and global politics as well. And we will keep you updated not only with daily immigration dose, but also with daily immigration news. So, friends, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to keep yourself updated regarding the world of immigration. But with that, friends, today we are having a very great discussion on the topic that's really very important and very hot: immigration judges removed impact in the US legal system. Till now, we have been talking about the scenario or how the situation will be, the impacts as well. But these were the things that we have been discussing with us only, me and Napasa. But now it's time to take up some of the comments as well. So I think, Napasa, let's go ahead and take up Nandini's comment first.
Sure.
So Nandini is saying that does the removal of judges impact the consistency of immigration law across different districts? Could this make it harder for me to predict how my case will be treated based on where I live? Okay, so I think this is a very, I would say, a general question, that every immigrant and every applicant is having in their mind. So I think, Nandini, it will definitely be impacting a lot the consistency of immigration law across different districts. But I mean, how it's going to impact, whether it's going to be a good one or not a good one, I think after some days we are going to get the answer. It's too soon to judge this, but till now, it's not, I would say, right to be this restless, right to be this concerned, because obviously Trump's administration will have a plan B, and I hope, the cases, the backlogs, those who are, I mean, which are in the line, may be solved quicker and sooner and with the right decision as well. So it will be impacting, of course, the consistency will be different. And I don't know whether it's going to be harder or not. But stay tuned and stay connected and make sure to keep yourself updated so that you can uh, keep yourself safe and protect your status as well. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Hi, Sam and Napasa.
Hi,
Hi,
Rajni. How are
Rajni.
Hi. I think you guys are having a great discussion, but I would like to add here that if you remember when Elon Musk, when he bought Twitter, he, I think, fired 80% of the staff, right? And everybody was surprised, not just surprised, but everybody was shocked after he took such a big decision that as soon as he bought Twitter and made it into X, he fired 80% of the staff. When everybody
Yeah.
was shocked at his decision, later, like, but people were also surprised to see that the 20% of the staff pending was able to do the exact amount of work those 80% were doing,
Yeah.
right? So, and even Elon himself said that there was no need of those 80%, they were doing nothing. Only those 20% who he retained were managing the work, were doing the actual work. So maybe, Elon is in Trump's administration and both of them are good friends. Maybe they are teaching each other things or learning things from one another. And how it worked well for Twitter, it might also work for,
USA as
US
well.
too. You never know, right?
It does.
What do you
I
have to
mean, it
say?
can. It can.
Even because when that happened, even that was very shocking and surprising, right? So I
Mhm.
think this might also, and it's not a surprise, it didn't come as a surprise when President Trump fired, I mean, not only mass deportations are happening, but mass firings are also happening, and this is not a it didn't come as a surprise, like how mass deportation didn't come as a surprise or a shock, right? Because before he took the oath, I think while on his campaign also he said that if he were to become the president, he is also going to significantly reduce the federal workforce also, if you remember.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, this was actually part of his decision. I mean, part of his plan. And now that he is in power, he's taking every step. He's doing every possible thing to actually make maybe uh, the policies or things better or the laws better. Because I think with the firing, everybody knows that he's trying to do is he's trying to downsize the government firstly, and then he's trying to also align agency personnels with maybe their objectives or their policies, their administration's policies, right? Whatever maybe they have in plan. If they want um, few things to happen faster, maybe they are doing that so that things can happen in a faster pace. And maybe there were people in in the current all the judges, or maybe the I mean he also I mean that is also something that people has to know why he fired those 13 judges who are actually supposed to sworn in, right? But then I think the remaining ones who he fired, maybe their ideas or their working, how they work, was not aligned with how Trump administration wants to work. Maybe they want to take decisions faster. They want different kind of things to implement, like deportation or illegal activities. They want to keep a track of that. They want those policies to be stricter. And maybe the ones who were there were not actually helping in this. So this could be one of the reasons why they actually why President Trump fired them, right? So yeah, maybe I think they want things to happen faster. Want things to happen quicker, and they want stricter reforms, stricter policies, and only people who are in sync and who are in alignment with how this Trump and President Trump's administration wants to work. They are only keen on hiring them. This is what I feel. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I think I agree too, because I mean, I more efficiently, there'll be more optimal work. They'll try to finish work faster. There'll be progress, I guess. And I think that's what we can expect, especially if you give out Elon Musk's X's example, right? Firing so many people, but still, I mean, proving that work could be done much better in just this small staff as well.
And right, and I think President Trump's, why he won, and the reason behind his win was also, um, we can say, X, right? Because a lot of promotion, a lot of things actually happened in X. A lot
Mhm.
um, people came in support of the Republicans, and people came in support of President Trump and whatever his plans and things were. And uh, everybody who was actually in favor of President Trump, I mean Donald Trump, to become the president, was supporting him, were endorsing him on Twitter. And from there, things were actually happening. People were making news out of it. So many things were actually happening. And so if this administration came into power, I think one major role was of X. And see, and only 20% of staff were there, right? And even after that, it made such a huge impact, such a big impact. So I think if X didn't stop because of the 80% of firing, I don't think so. Anything it will happen, or anything has to happen with the judges firing. I mean, this is what I feel. I don't know about you guys. I'm open to
Yeah.
hear what you guys think.
I
I
mean,
think
come to think about it, okay. Yeah, Sam, go first.
okay. So I don't want to sound negative over here, but there's a question in my mind, and I think I should speak up. That when we talk about X, so it's basically a company, and when we talk about judiciary, I mean immigration system, so it basically depends upon the lives of the people. So these two are completely different thing. If the employees are being fired from a company, then they can have other company. They can go there. They can have interview. If not on X, they can go Google, Meta, Tesla. I mean, sorry, different companies, Microsoft or whatsoever. But when it comes to judges, those are something that is so, I would say, personal and official as well, because it depends upon the immigrants, it depends upon the asylum seekers, it depends upon the visa status, it depends upon the children. So it's something that you can't take steps, or you can't take decisions so quickly. And I mean, of course, maybe the reason can be those judges may not be very good at their work, or maybe they were taking a lot of time. Anything can happen. But when it comes to immigration system, I think automatic. Obviously, the system was quite broken earlier, and now by removing those 20 judges, I think this will definitely delay the process. I'm not very much sure about it, but exceptions are always there. This can happen, and this can turn into a, I would say, in a very good way. But mostly, practically, if we see. So this will maybe overburden the judges, those who are already there, and they have to solve more cases of those judges who have been already removed. And maybe those 20 judges are already filled with 100 cases, or maybe more than 100, each one of them. So
Mhm.
what about those 100 and each cases of them? Those 100 cases will be already overburdened to those judges who are working in the currently in their system. So I think this may lead to delay the process, and this is what we don't want it already. And I'm still not very much sure that why Trump's administration has taken this step, and because they too, don't want to have this backlog thing at all. They just want to have a quick decision as soon
Mhm.
as possible, and I think everybody wants that. Nobody wants to be in the line.
Right.
But what can be the reason behind taking this is really risky and is really, I would say, challenging. Will be very challenging. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to point out.
But Sam, I feel, X was also controlled by people, and it's also, I mean, people are only working in X, right? And it has, of course, made a huge impact. I'm like that's a great point what you said, that we can't compare the two. But though we can't compare the two, but I would say that still it's managed by the people, right? And I'm sure if they are going to hire more people, and maybe the ones who they fired, the cases that they would take, the decisions that they would have taken, the fired judges, would not maybe align with how Trump's administration wanted to, right? So maybe
Yeah.
that's the reason, that could be one of the reasons why the firing was done. And now maybe the judges who are there or who will be hired are going to be in sync with, like I said, with the administration's thinking and how they want things to be. And they only have, because right now the current administration only has the time for, 4 years, right? Only have the time of 4 years
Mhm.
to make things right, to do things in a right way, or whatever that they used to feel that was lacking, from 2020 to until 2024. So
Mhm.
to make those things correct, they have to do everything quickly, right? And we saw that in the first 100 days, what President Trump did, and President Trump's team did. So I think each and every decision they're taking it meticulously, and are taking very carefully. And we might think that, why are they doing it? Is it not risky? And there are there are so many backlogs, and there are so many pending cases. People, the current judges are going to be overburdened, but I'm sure they have some plan.
Mhm.
And whatever they are going to do is, will definitely make, or the laws and everything better and faster, so that all the pending cases, so that whatever, I mean, because there were pending cases, but from now on there won't be any pending cases, or there won't be any backlogs. I'm not sure if that can happen, but we can at least
It'll be so amazing if it happens. I
about it.
mean, everything becoming current, no backlogs. I mean, of course, there's a risk of just all of
Sounds
that,
so good,
all of
right?
the
At least.
backlogs being like, yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, just, you know what I mean? All the
Yeah.
cases who were in backlogs, just being like shut off, or, I mean, completely scrapped. But then that is a huge risk that can happen. But otherwise, just imagine like all the dates current. There are no backlogs for anybody, all cases resolved. It'll be so amazing, right?
No,
But
so true.
also, yeah, Rajni, please go ahead.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Actually, ZQ here says plan not nothing. It's a political game. President Biden has had his judges. Now President Trump will have his own. Right. So President Biden had, maybe his judges who were aligned with how his administration thinks, and used to do things, how his administration used to do, and now President Trump is going to have his own, which is, I think this is something he already said before even becoming a president, before become even, coming back. He already said that he's going to downsize, and he's going to um, downsize the federal
Government.
employees and government, right? So there was a plan. I'm pretty sure of that. uh, i I mean, I can't comment on whether it is a political game or political move or not, but saying that it wasn't a plan, I think it was a plan. It was already decided that they are going to do this before. It was already said even before him becoming the president. Yes, Sam, you were saying something. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying this thing only that after sharing my point of view, what I shared just before, like sometimes back, I'm
Mhm.
also thinking about it that obviously Trump's administration has said this very boldly that they are going to downsize the government, and we can also understand this thing that why did they say these two things, that they want to have mass deportation and they want to downsize the government, because majorly something is wrong with the immigration system that they found, and that can also be the reason, because it's not only the people who are just entering that room, but also the judges who are deciding whom to enter, I mean to allowing them whom to enter and whom to not. So it depends majorly about the judges decisions also, like whether they want to close the door or whether they want to open the door. So
Mhm.
maybe there wasn't something very impactful that they have been taking decision the way the immigration system should be taken. And because if we take a look at the history also, then President Trump is not new in his presidency. He's the
Mhm.
second, I mean, it's his second term, right?
Mhm.
And during his first term also, he have been very much bold enough the illegal immigrants. And in his second term also, he's having the same agenda. And that's what he did. He tried as well. So I think this is also a very great thing that he has that much spirit. He is that strong enough, to take these bold steps, to take these strong statements, because uh, it shouldn't be something a stereotypical thing that goes on. Things change, life change, and people change. The system should also change. And without, I think, maybe without with removing those people, we can see a better changes. We can see a better decisions. So
Absolutely,
that may
absolutely.
happen.
Right, absolutely. And Sam, even when the 20 judges were there, or I mean, not counting the 13,
Mhm.
but the remaining ones, when they were there, still there were so many backlogs, right? And the
Yeah.
decisions were right. Illegal immigrants were there. People were crossing the border. Things were happening illegally. The crimes were there. And so it wasn't like that things were all right or things were all goody goody, right? So there
Mhm.
were still so many pending cases which the decisions were not made, or so I think now that the 20 judges are fired, maybe now at least things will happen with a quicker pace, on a quicker pace, right? And ZQ here says the plan was to keeping his own people. I mean, ZQ, I think with the previous administration, things were exactly like this. And I think wherever the government is, in whichever country, things always are like this. The government comes, changes people, keeps their own people, and then in the next term the administration changes, the party changes, and then they keep their own people, right?
So
So
that's how they are going to work, right? If they are not having
exactly.
same ideologies, if they are not going to have a good relation with each other, then how they're going to work towards the nation? If they
Yeah,
themselves are not having a good relation, how they can make better nation? So
yeah,
it's very
exactly.
important to have same ideologies. And even if Trump's administration are focusing more on to keep their own people, I think anyone, if that would be in their place, I mean they would have been keeping the same sort of people, the same mindset people. And
Absolutely.
I think that is really going to benefit us if everyone wants to deport illegal immigrants, if everyone wants to reduce the, I would say, those federal employees, those who are not deserving. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's how it should be.
No, absolutely. Now, what we can wish for is, um, as citizens, what we can wish for is the at least the government employees, them. I mean, not government employees to not be biased, or
Yeah.
not be in favor of a political party. They should be in favor of what's right, what's right for the people, what's right for the country, what's right for the citizens of the country, right? Because if they are in favor of a political party, obviously the next political party is going to come and will fire them. That's how things are going to work, right? So they will have to be in sync with what's right. Excuse me. So if I don't know, even if they are like that, I don't think so the next administration will be in favor of them, because they will have their set of own, they will have their own set of right and wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's hard to say, but I would say, okay, I think ZQ says something. He says, but Sam, isn't it contradictory of Trump's plan to hire best of the best, hiring the best minds? Weren't these judges up to the mark? Were they biased? So that's what I'm saying. Okay, it's, I think, Sam, this is your question, the question for you. Maybe you should take this.
Let me read it out again. But Sam, isn't it contradictory of Trump's plan to hire the best of the best? Hiring the best minds, weren't these judges up to the mark? Were they biased? I mean, see, these judges, U.S. immigration system works a little different, and those employees, those who were the judges, those were the federal employees. Means they were connected to the government, and the earlier government was Biden's administration, and those judges were the employees of the Biden's administration themselves. So, as you said, that Trump wants to have their own people, he wants to have their own judges. So, of course, he wants to have their own judges. And how those judges were, whether they were biased or whether they weren't up to the mark. See, the question is not whether they are up to the mark or not. The question is whether they are working according to Trump's administrations or not. Because every party, every political party, they have their own ideologies. Biden administration has ideology to be little soft to the illegal immigrants, but Trump's administration has different ideology to be strict enough and to like say bye bye to the illegal immigration. So Trump's administration are going to follow those way. They are going to look towards those judges who are working towards their ideologies, because they have some bucket list to mark it up, and that's what their main thing is. And that's what, how every administration comes up with. It's not possible that every administration comes up with the agenda to make the nation the best one, the wonderful one. Of course, that's not the thing that's going to happen. They have certain pointers to fill it up, and that's what Trump's administration is looking upon. So yeah, I think this can be the
Yeah,
reason.
I think very well said, Sam. And I think ZQ, about the question you asked, were they biased? I don't think so. It is for us to answer. I think this is something
Mhm.
that President Trump or his administration has already answered by firing the judges. I'm sure they were biased, or not. Okay, yeah, not making any political comment here, but then I think they must have been or not. I mean, in favor of the previous administration. Maybe that's why they were fired, right? Because the current administration thought so.
Mhm.
So yeah, we are not claiming it or we are not saying it. It's just that what we are saying is on the basis of the firings that has happened. So
Yeah,
something must not be right in the eyes of the current administration. That's why the judges were fired.
that's right.
Mhm.
Of
Okay,
course.
I think there are a lot of other questions too, guys. I think you should go ahead and take those.
All right. Thank you so much, Rajni, for being here and bringing up. Totally turning the conversation into a very different perspective, and we really like that. So thank you so much for bringing up such important pointers and also making our minds more broader. All right. So I think Napasa, we took already Nandini's comment, and let's take up Aarti comment here. So Aarti is asking, with the removal of certain judges, is there any risk that the remaining judges might become overwhelmed and lose objectivity of or fairness? How should immigrants protect their rights in this situation? Aarti, I think that's a very important question, that you put up about remaining judges. So, of course, they will be overburdened with lots of work, that's for sure. They will have less time and they will have more work. So, that depends upon them only, how they are working, or how quickly and how effectively they are taking decisions, because it's not just about quick work, but it's also about the right work, because nobody wants any immigrant, and especially we from the immigration channel, we really don't want any immigrant to suffer just for the sake that they have. I mean, the judges are taking the wrong decision. So, yeah, I think they will be overburdened with the work, but we cannot say it directly that they will take wrong decision. Maybe they are well deserved, maybe they are well experienced, and maybe they are highly qualified in what they do. So they don't need much time on that thing. So that can also happen. And what do you think, Napasa? I mean, how the future looks like to you after this removal of 20 judges?
Well, I would just add up to what Rajni said that, of course, I'm sure like the Trump administration must have seen something. They must have a reason, right? They can't just take a big step like that without any real reason. So I'm sure there's a good reason for that. And coming to Arti's comments, the first part you've already taken, and excuse me. So how should immigrants protect their rights in the situation? Of course, I think best thing is to know your rights, go do proper research, consult an attorney. Every case is different, and you can always depending on what your situation is, what your status is. But if you're ever questioned or you have any chances of being interrogated, you have the right to remain silent. And I think you should just go ahead and check out what your rights are. It's very important to know your rights, do your research properly, stay vigilant, stay alert. And I mean, if you're on the right track, there's nothing to fear about as well. So, yeah, Aarti. Immigration courts have 3.7 million case backlog comes amid thousands of terminations at federal agencies. That's right. We've been speaking about this right from the very beginning of today's episode.
Mhm.
So, the data is also correct. 3.7 million cases is a huge number. And let's see what happens to all of these cases in the coming future. So right now, 20 judges are being fired. That's what we have. And to see how the rest of the judges, or if any other judges are going to take the place of these judges who got removed from their positions, we'll have to see how it works. Right, Sam?
Right. And also, I would like to come here again and say
Yeah.
that, with whatever decision the current administration is going to take, because, guys, I think this is the last term for President Trump, right?
Yeah.
And after this, he's no longer going to come back for presidency. So someone
Mhm.
new is going to be elected. If the Republicans win, next time, there's going to be a new phase for the president, right?
Mhm.
So it will completely depend on how this administration performs and what decision this administration takes in these 4 years. So
Mhm.
I'm sure whatever that they are going to do will be in favor of their citizens, or the voters at least, who are voting, who's going to vote. And so I'm sure they are going to be very mindful and careful about each and every decision that they are going to take, because if this time, if these 4 years are going to be positive for Americans and the citizens of America, only then the next the Republicans are going to come back with a new
Mhm.
face, right? Because this time they won because of the face of President Trump, because Donald Trump was the face of president becoming the president,
Mhm.
right? And it had a huge part to play in for the Republicans coming back. But next time it's not going to be that. Next time
Mhm.
the work is going to be the work is going to speak for itself. Only when the administration will be good, only when the administration is going to take good steps and will implement good reforms, good policies, only then, the public will again give a chance to the Republicans to be back. So this is what I feel. So I'm sure the immigration courts do have 3.7 million case backlog, but then they must have something in mind that they are going to do um, about these cases. And yeah, and I think they will take care of it.
Hopefully, yeah, of course. All right. Thank you so much, Rajni, also for putting that up. I think, Aarti, you got your answer. And in case if you have any follow up question or would like to add anything on this topic, then please go ahead and put it up in the comment section. And let's take Tarun's comment as well. I think we have Tarun as the last viewer here. I mean, sorry, comment. Okay, we have Pratik as well. So Tarun is saying the Department of Justice has terminated an entire class of newly hired federal immigration judges as well as several management level judges. Absolutely. And the firings include 20 judges across the nation's immigration courts, according to the International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers. That's right. Each judge would hear 500 to 700 cases this year. Many thousands of cases won't be heard this year. I think, yeah, that's what I said. And thank you so much, Tarun, for the number. I said randomly 100 cases, but you mentioned that each judge have 500 to 700 cases this year, and maybe many thousands of cases won't be heard this year. So absolutely, it's a very tough time, and it's a very, I would say that everyone is very much concerned regarding these things because, you know, firing or removing those judges is absolutely nobody can take these types of decisions uh, just in a minute of just in one thought. Obviously, Trump's administration had lots of meetings and maybe had properly gone through the whole process and understood, how the history worked in immigration system and how the future will work. So let's have faith, let's be hopeful quite a bit, and let's believe that obviously something good is going to happen. And obviously not it won't be affecting the legal one, it majorly be concerned regarding the illegal ones. So yeah, I think they have to be more cautious about it, they have to be more careful about it. But the legal immigrants, if they are having a proper systematic thing, if they are having a proper legal documents, then please go ahead and live a life that you always plan for. With that, Nabasa, I think let's take up Prateek's one. So please go ahead and yeah, take this one.
Pratik is saying removing the judges and then at the same time asking Congress for more money to hire additional judges sends a very confusing message about really being serious about enforcement. Well, Pratik, that's a very different point of view. Thank you so much for sharing. And I wonder where you're based, and if you could join us also, it'll be very nice to have any one of you. Actually, ZQ also had so much to speak earlier. Thank you, all of you, for participating like this on comments. But it'll be so nice if you could really be a part of this discussion by joining in, like on call, So, but yes, I think with that. Uh, what else would you like to add to today's discussion, Sam? I mean, there are so many different kinds of responses, right? If we look at it, common people reacting
Mhm.
differently, fellow immigration attorneys, reacting very differently to this sudden removal of 20 judges, right? And if you look at it, even legal communities responding very differently, experts are responding differently.
Mhm.
And I wonder what the common folks out there think about this. What is
Yeah.
going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Please feel free to share what you think. And yeah, but when you talk about legal professionals, they're really worried that this move undermines the judicial independence and even erodes confidence in the immigration system.
Mhm.
So especially, they're saying that by removing these experienced judges, the administration risks appointing politically aligned replacements, and this could influence cases outcomes unfairly as well. So you never know, but these are just experts saying, it's not my point of view. So that could be another thing as well. But right now we're just speculating, right? This could happen, that could happen, plan A, plan B, or so many things, because right now we don't really know. We're just discussing, hoping, and keeping our fingers crossed.
Absolutely. And with that, I think Napasa, we already come across more than an hour, and we have taken a lot of comments from our viewers. So thank you so much, Nandini, Aarti, Tarun, ZQ as well, and Prateek as well. So thank you so much, friends, for putting up these very important pointers and also participating into this episode. It was really great, and we really learn a lot of things just by reading out those comments and having a more conversation into it. So thank you so much, everyone. And with that, I think it's time to conclude and from, I think we already talked a lot of things in today's episode, how it's going to be, what we can look towards it. But I think in the end, what matters is it's a very important role towards lawmakers and also the officials, that they should understand the right balance, between reducing government size and also ensuring that individuals should receive fair and timely hearings in immigration courts. So, because ultimately, whether the reduction is happening or not, ultimately the immigration system should become better, and that's what the ultimate goal is. So
Yes.
we can just I would say wait for some time, look for some times, and hope for the best. And thank you, Rajni, as well, for putting up such a great point, and actually I would say bringing up so much onto the table, and making this episode a more amazing one and a wonderful one. So yeah, I think that's all, friends, and everyone. Thank you. So Napasa, please go ahead and let's say goodbye to our viewers.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, all you folks out there, for joining us on today's discussion, Daily Immigration Dose. This goes Monday to Friday, around 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So please feel free to join us. In fact, there's going to be another very interesting topic we're going to discuss about tomorrow as well. But before that, let me remind you that we are Immigration Talk Show, and do check us out. We are on YouTube. Our channel is Immigration Talk Show. Don't forget to hit that bell icon, just so that you get notified whenever we have discussions like these. And also check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, on X, Instagram. We are Immigration Talk Show. Do connect with us, follow us, and stay in touch with us. Apart from that, friends, I'm really looking forward, for you in the different webinars we also have with attorneys in our channel. So check us out, and also don't miss out on the daily updates, whether it's daily immigration news or the other shorts and news updates we come up with. So check us out. And for now, this is it. It's a wrap. And yes, you can also call me or WhatsApp me in this number. This is my WhatsApp number. You could have questions for attorneys. We could pass on your questions and get them answered. So my phone number is 408-335-6444, and my email address is nipa@staffingly.com. So check us out. And also you can email sam@staffingly.com. And so, yes, this is it today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a Monday. So, here's wishing each one of you a splendid, week ahead. Have a very productive one. And I'll see you tomorrow then. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.